Hey everyone. So today I have the tag a little bit of everything. There are quite a few questions, so let's get started. Question number 1. Do you keep up with the Kardashians? Yeah and no. If there's absolutely nothing on, I'll watch. But like I really didn't see. I think their season finale was, I don't know if it was yesterday or something. See, like, so on and off. Let's just put it that way. Number 2, if you could have an old muscle car, which one would you choose? I love old cars. So maybe like a '69 Mustang or a Corvette, an old time Corvette. Those are like, probably my favorites, but I do love old vintage cars. Number 3, do you curse like a sailor when the camera isn't rolling? Yeah, I do curse. Like a sailor, I know when it's appropriate to curse and when it's not. So, but I do curse. Yeah. Number 4, if your significant other gave you a hall pass, would you use it? Who would you use it on, and be honest? He probably wouldn't give me a hall pass. And even if he did, I wouldn't use it. I'm content. I'm happy. I have no desire to, want a hall pass. Number 5, what is one thing you do that you hate to admit? I can be like obsessive about cleaning. I love to clean. So after I clean, if it starts to get a mess again, I can become obsess over it and make more work for myself. I talk about all that inner work. That's one thing I realized I didn't like about myself because it made me crazy. So I've kind of let go because I was really bad when the kids were little, which was like, their kids are going to make a mess. So I've learned to let that go. Do you really brush your teeth in the morning and at night? Be honest. Definitely in the morning. And at night, it just depends. Sometimes I do. It's not consistent. But I will say that Pete bought me a Sonic toothbrush. I can't even begin to tell you the difference. It's almost kind of like the Clarisonic in a sense. Your teeth feel amazing. And I thought same thing, like even with the Clarisonic, which I don't use all that often because sometimes I feel like it's too harsh on my skin. I might use it like once a week. But the toothbrush, you could feel the difference. Amazing. What is your go-to, number 7, what is your go-to drink at Starbucks? It's either an espresso or a cafe latte. Number 8, what is your current haircut? Is your current hair color your real hair color? No. This is Clairol, I think it's 110, light auburn. I know it doesn't looks bright. You'll see over time, I sometimes will have different shades of auburn or red because I will mix colors sometimes. I will then just go all out and do a medium auburn. So you might see different shades of red. Number 9, if you could swap bodies with someone, who would it be and why? Jennifer Lopez, and because she really has a nice behind. And she's not like stick thin. She's shapely, and when you don't have an ass, and I could appreciate a nice one, she's really got a nice one. Number 10, have you read 50 Shades of Grey? If so, what'd you think? No, I have not. I don't have a desire to either. Number 11, do you crack your knuckles? Yeah, not all the time though. Number 12, have you accidentally text messaged someone something you were supposed to be sending to your special someone? No, and thank God. Number 13, have you ever created a fake profile to creep on someone? No, that would be like a crackhead move. Mm-mm. Number 14, which is your weakness, cookies or pastries? Seriously? You see what I look like? Cookies. More than cookies, cake, cupcakes, more than a pastry. Like, I like a cannoli, but I have to be in the mood for like a pastry. Number 15, what do you love about yourself? Well, I love that I can be true to myself, and it took a lot of years to get there. I love that I can speak my truth and not be afraid of what someone else is going to say or think. As you know, my favorite saying is to thine own self be true. And that I could be true to me today. I'm also, kind and caring and compassionate. I did hospice for 6 years. So, and all I ever heard was, that takes a special kind of person, which honestly I didn't feel that I was that extra special. It was just that it was something that I had always wanted to do. And that job, other than the last 2 years, because I did it for 6, so for the first 4 years, like, there were so many patients that just left, like, imprint on my soul. Someday I'll have to tell you the stories of some of the patients. Anyway, number 16. Do you have to match your nail polish to your toenail polish? No. No nail polish on the fingernails. I have the Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, the old formula. Supposedly they made a new one. I don't follow nail polish trends, obviously. Number 17. Tell us a few things about you that people would be surprised to know. When I was little, I was afraid of people with red hair. My father had a friend that had red hair, and every time he'd come over to the house, I'd run in my room and hide. I think it also goes back to feeling different when I was little. And imagine I dye my hair red now. What else? I also believe in what you put out to the universe comes back to you, whether it's negative or positive. Years ago, I had watched Oprah when she had the people from The Secret, the one that wrote the book. And I have the book. I've never read the whole thing. But I believe in that, things you put out to the universe type of thing. And the one funny story is last week, at Pete's job in the mail, people solicit with pens. So he gets these kind of pens that I really enjoy writing with. So I said, if you can get more of these I really like these. I mean, really nice pens. So the next day he comes home and he's like, you really put that out to the universe, huh? He came home with 2 pens. Just kind of funny, because I always say, like, if he says something, I'm like, whoop, you're putting it out to the universe. And then it usually happens. So getting back to the Oprah show. So I was watching it, and the people were showing, like, their poster boards and different things that they were putting on the boards. And at the time, I was still married, but, I had my own room. He had his own room type of thing. We were roommates, basically. So when I was watching this show, I didn't become bitter because the relationship didn't work out. It was he was meant to be in my life. I had 2 children with him. And, I live with no regret. And I think I say that in my addiction story, but if I don't, I truly mean that. I don't regret one moment of my life because it has gotten me to where I am today. I have a chill on that. So that day, I grabbed an envelope and I thought, I'm going to write down what I want in a man. And I know some women, after they don't have a great relationship with somebody, feel like a little bitter. And I didn't. There's always hope. That's how I feel. And so I wrote down on this envelope that I had what I wanted in a man. And none of it, because it made me think of the inner tag as well, none of it had to do with what he looked like. It was all about inside stuff, and how I wanted him to be. So I wrote all that down, read it, put it in. I had this little ShopRite coupon holder, put it in there. I forgot about it. And I used to carry it in my pocketbook because I held coupons in it. And I never thought about it. And, you know, when I met Pete, we were friends for a long time before we got involved with each other. But then when we got involved with each other, I don't know how long it took before I pulled that envelope out and read the envelope again. And realized he was everything on that piece of paper, but more. So, I actually ripped it up and threw it away because I got what I wanted. So yeah, I do believe what you put out in the universe, negative or positive, will come back to you. Totally. Let's see. Number 18. Heels or flats? Heels. I have 9 West, pointy-toed, black heels that are like maybe 3 inches high. I absolutely love them. Comfortable as anything. Number 19. If you could do anything for one day and money wasn't an option, how would you spend your day? Dream big. Bora Bora. We've been looking at places to go for our honeymoon, and that was one that I looked at and thought, looks like heaven there. And Pete basically told me it would cost more than what we're paying for our wedding. So I said, okay, that's not an option. Number 20. What was the last YouTube video you watched? That was Sensational After 60, Mary Ellen, which, if I remember, and I, my brain functions, I will link her channel below. Number 21. Do you have road rage? No, but I will comment like a sailor. What is your favorite rock and roll song? That's really a hard one because I love music. My favorite genre of music is the 70s. Now, mind you, I was born in 68, so it's kind of funny that the 70s I just have an affinity for, but I do. And, but one of my favorite songs of all time, and like my friends know this, is Someone Saved My Life Tonight by Elton John, which I really wouldn't consider a rock and roll song, but it's one of my favorites. And Take It to the Limit by the Eagles, I absolutely love. And I went and saw Elton John twice, and he did not sing my favorite song. So, funny, like, I'm going to say, within the last year, my girlfriend, one of my close girlfriends, went to see him. So she texts me, and she forwards me a little clip of the concert. And he's singing my favorite song of all time. So that just shows you. I was, like, devastated. Number 23. Who was your first kiss, and do you still talk to them? My first kiss, I was like 4 or 5, and it was on the cheek to this kid, Darren, and no, I don't talk to him. Number 24. If you could have one YouTuber's closet, who would it be? Probably Tiffany D. You could, like, sleep in there. Like, it looks like a room. And she has nice shoes and handbags. And number 25, if you could have one YouTuber's makeup collection, whose would it be? Probably Emily Noel 83, but I'd be totally overwhelmed. Do you have a nickname? Well, yeah and no. When I was little, my name is Chris Ann, one word. And I remember being in the hallway of the apartment, the house we were living in, and everybody was talking about their middle names. And my mother didn't give me one. But I was little, and I thought it was Ann. Chris Ann. So my brother thought that, was hysterical. And his 2 kids call me Aunt Chris Ann. And he calls me Chris Ann too. Number 27. What do you think is the best thing about your YouTube channel? The best thing to me is the interaction with everyone and how accepting and kind and caring everybody is, to me, it's the subscribers that make, for me, my channel. I love that I can come on here and just talk about anything, and that you actually listen. So it's almost like I feel as if, you know how with some people you just feel like you're almost like when Colleen's in the car driving around, where she lives in Maine, I feel like I'm sitting in the car with her. You know what I mean? 28. How many cars have you had, and what were they? Personally, I've only had a few cars, but like I drove a Dodge Dart, Nissan Sentra. My father had bought me and my brother a Hyundai, which was a stick shift, so I learned how to drive stick. There's another thing you could learn about me. But my brother had that car 99.99999% of the time, so it wasn't really like he bought both of us that car. He bought me a Dodge Shadow. I bought my own Toyota Corolla, and I also had a Nissan Altima, which was my father's car. When he died, I took the payments over. And number 29, what is your favorite pizza? Actually, it's the pizza that I make on Friday nights. It's a Sicilian pizza. I'd never had Sicilian till I made it. And it's just, and it's funny because Shane, he's my middle one, and Pete will like make jokes how horrible it is, but in all reality, as the two of them, like my son had like 8 pieces Friday night. How he didn't get sick, I have no idea, and he's skinny. Go figure. And number 30, if you could only have one lipstick for the rest of your life, which lipstick would you choose? I actually have it on. It's like a My Lips But Better. It is the Kate, and it is 104. Here's what the color looks like. It is really like your lips, honestly. Your Lips But Better. And I really enjoy it, and it's cheap. I also like Viva Glam 5. I don't, like when I wore the red, that one, I was just wiping it off. When I wore the red, you know how like some colors you have to pay a lot more attention to, like this you don't. And that's what I like. If you rub your lips together, I don't worry it's like it all over the place. But with like a red, something that has to be precise, that concerns me. So that was the tag. I'm not going to tag anybody, but if you want to do it, then I tag you. It's just that, sometimes life happens. I'll say it after I shut the camera off. So, we can't get to do things, and, so whoever wants to do this, please do, and I'll make sure I watch your tag as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you. Bye-bye.